Hello everyone. So in the last session, we saw how to create the local structure, how to create the selection screen, how to create like fetch the data from the tables, how to process the data. Like we have merged two tables data in one table, or we were try to do the loop and loop thing. And the next what we have to do is we have to create our field catalog and we have to call our ALVFMs. Okay. So first, we have commented this code because loop and loop is not recommended. So we'll start with. So SAP has given us a keyword called read table. Okay. So when we have multiple tables like parents or child table, in that case we use the read statement to read the data one by one, and it's a performance efficient statement. Okay. Loop and loop can also be utilized, but there we don't know whether we are getting the data or not, and in that case we'll have to put some check over there. Okay. So how we can read the data is, so we have already looped this table LT Mara into WA Mara. So what it will do, it will pass all the entries into W Mara one by one till the record exists. Okay, and then one by one we'll read the table along with the primary key of this table. Okay, so we'll use the LT Marcy we have created yesterday. Okay, LT Marcy, and then we'll tell, okay, what's the work area name here? So work area is W underscore Marcy. Okay, and we have to tell what's the key, like how will you search the data in this table, because we have already fetched the data in this table based on this IT Mara. Okay, now we have to tell how do you want to process with the data. So I'll say with key. Okay, and then we have key as maintainer, which are common in the both the tables and are the primary keys. Okay, so I'll say maintainer equal to, then we have to give a key from the last table, so which is our hyphen maintainer, and it makes a relationship that, okay, for this maintainer you have to search the maintainer, okay, material number in this table. If you get the material number in this table, then what you have to do is that you have to fill this final work area. We saw yesterday, right, how to fill the final work area. So we'll fill the final work area and say, okay, and what's a maintainer, or I say MATKL, right? See, we can use this field for only for MATKL. Rest we can fill after the read statement also. Like if I don't give read statement and directly use here like WA underscore final, okay, hyphen maintainer. Okay, so if you think that this mathematical is not important for our program and only the information which is there in this table is important, then you can write those logics over here itself. No need to go for the read statement. We can just skip it. Okay, and directly we can loop information into W Mara equal to final Mara Metner equal to W Mara Metner. Okay, and we can append the value from W final to. So that depends like which of all values we want to display to our ALB or our report. So it is not like we have first 100 fields, we want to display all 100. So this is based on the requirement we can do. So this will also work, like it will only show the Meitner field on the report part. Okay, but we want other fields also. Then in that case, what you can do, you can read this table. Okay, but if you are reading this table in the same loop statement, right, then we cannot do the append two times, one here and one here we cannot do. We have to do the append at the last itself. So I'll copy it from here and paste here. Okay, and then W final mathematical equals to will be getting the mathematical in this work area WMRC, because the mathematical is a field of Marcy table. What's the problem? Why we are not getting mathematical? Let me check. What's the structure for WMRC? It's MRC only. And okay, we have taken WR works. Okay, my bad. I think we were using WARKS field and works. Okay, my MATKL is in Mara table. Sorry guys, my bad actually. Hmm. So I'll just remove this. This is in Mara, W underscore Mara. So here also we can give these fields. If required, we can give also. We can remove also. So here I'll give MATKL. Okay. and we'll give the WRK's works field also, works equals to, and then we have that in WA underscore marc table. Now we have read the WMRC table, and then we'll give hyphen MAT uh, WRKS plant. Okay. Then what else fields we had? We had, I'll copy this so that it's easy for me to see. I'll just delete it later because I cannot go again and again to there. Okay. And we have taken the Matner, we have taken the ERSTA we have to take. So W underscore final ERSTA equals to, and where the ERSTA field belongs to, it is there in the WMR, not in WMRC. So we have to give the accordingly, like which work area the values are setting, and that only we have to pass in the final work area. Okay. And we have used MATKL, we have used the Madner one, we are not taking, we are not going to use it. And if you want to use it, then I'll be taking it also. So let's take W underscore final Madner one equals to, where's the Madner one coming? Madner one is coming from the WMARA. Okay. And that field is Madner only. Okay. Because we have fetched Madner from this table, right? We have not fetched any Madner one. We don't have any field called Madner one, but we have created our custom local field, okay, local structure over here, so we can utilize Madner one also. So based on the requirement, you can create your own fields and the final, and you can map with the table fields. Okay, so that we have done here. I'll post it dot, and I think it's done. Okay. Now, what we have done here is we have read the table LT-MARA, we have read the statement LT-MRC, okay, and we have, let's check if any syntax error comes, okay. Shift, and if I press on the syntax check, okay, we got some error. Say what, WF final is unknown. Okay, I gave the wrong symbol. Then let's check again. Okay, append the field reference is unknown, but a field called LT final. Okay, so the table name was LT final, not the IT final. Okay, see, so there is no error right now. Okay, if I just save and activate, it will not give any error. But there is something here that the read statement, when we work on the read statement, right, when we write the read statement, there might be possibility that the value which we here having in the Mara will not contain any value in marksheet table. Okay, let's suppose there is one record called material number called 100. Okay, which is there in the Mara table. Okay, but it is not there in marksheet table. Okay, so in that case, what happen? This statement will fail. Okay, and we will not be able to see the value plant WRKS because it is sitting in the WMRC table. Okay, so in that case, what we do is first is, so we always check size of RC. I told you over here, right, that we always check whether the values are being passed or not. So same we can do here also. So if size sub RC equals to 0, this I have taken the last so that it is easy to understand. Okay, and I just put the end if statement inside that. Okay, if the values are fetched, then only fill this information. Otherwise, do not fill this information. Let's see and syntax check. Okay, see, we have filled one Meitner over here before the read statement. So what will happen? Even if we do not get any value, okay, if we do not get any value and we have used the append statement inside that, so what will happen? This will also not get filled. So accordingly, we have to write the logic that even if you're not getting any value from this piece of code or writing the code, then at least my material number should get print and let other value not print. Okay. So in that case, what we have to do, we have to write this logic after this and if statement. Okay. So even if it is empty, it will fill the value in this append structure. Or what you have to do is you have to make a decision first that okay, either I want all the values or either I don't want any value. So in that case, what you can do, you can just cut paste and you can paste here. So in that case, what will happen? If you find the any value with respect to the material, then only you are going to fill the structure and you fill the table. Here we are creating one table internally. Okay, like we get the data from the main standard table and put it in the local tables, right? Internal table. The same work which we are doing one by one over here, that work will be done by this loop statement. It will read all the information. We are collecting the information in the work area and then performing like filling the table LT final. Okay, so that's how we fill the internal table. Okay, we can directly copy the value as well, and that we'll see. Okay, so let's check if any syntax is there, error is there. Okay, there is no syntax error. Good. I'll just execute it and let's see if any value come to LT final. So I'll just execute normally and give 100, 80, 1 to 100 I'll give and execute. So the debugger will start. I'll have to reshare my screen. Okay, so what happens, first the debugger went to this, it fetched the table from the data from this table LT Mara. Okay, so we got total of 9 records of 248 fields. Okay, 23, 38, 43, these many records we got, okay, from the Mara table. And the subsequent in the Marcy table, we might get more record because Marcy is our child table for Mara. So we got total 22 records. So in that case, uh, let's go to LT final. Okay, in LT final we got only 8 records. Okay, now here the problem is, so I'll tell you what's the problem. So we might have not found one record in Marcy table, and that's the reason we got only 8 record. Okay, now I'll just first see which all records are available here in the LT final. If I'll just click on this button, display in ALV, it will show me in ALV, and this is what called ALV actually. Okay, so here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 records are there, and we have some plant value over here, Matner. Okay, and this which is copy of the Matner field, so it will contain the same value. Okay, now I'll go back and will execute, reset my screen. Okay, so what happened here? So we have internal table called LT Mara. Okay, I'll just open, and then it contains only 9 record. Okay, so what will happen? The loop will run 9 times. Okay, in that case, but this LT Marcy we got total 22 records. So how we will read all 22 records first thing? So we have two ways over here. Either we start the loop with this table because it's having both the having primary keys, right? Mara, Metnar having keys. So what we can do, either we can loop, if you want to see all the records, then we can loop with LT-MARC. Okay, if I just reverse the statement. Okay, so let's reverse the statement. I'll just copy it and copy it. Okay, you comment the code so that I can utilize later and comment the code. So let's reverse the code WMRC. Okay, and this LT Mara, this WA Mara, and this WMRC. Okay, and here science was equals to 0. This also we will have to reverse. This is not required to reverse because we will be getting the values in this table only, same work area. And final, yeah, check. If I just check and activate it. Okay, now what will happen? The loop will run 22 times. Why? Because in LTMRC we had 22 entries. Now let's run it and see. Okay, in the debugger. So I give a screen from 1 to 100. Okay, I'll just simply execute it and I'll reset my screen to debugger. Okay, now see, we saw last time that in LT Mara we had 9 entries available, right? And in the LT Marci we had 22 entries available. Now if we want to see in this final, it will be more than 20 because there might be possibility that some keys are not fulfilled or not matching, but here we got everything. So total 22 entries we got in the final table. Okay, if we want to see the output for this, it will display like this if you are calling the ALV grid or ALV list display. Okay, So total 22 entries will be printed. So that depends which logic you want to write. Do you want to display all the data? Do you want to display only the data which is required for the further processing? Because sometimes what happen, okay, you should always have entry in this, then write the next logic and then write the next logic. Likewise, we can write the multiple entries. Sometimes they don't want to print all the entries. They just want whether the material exists or not. If it exists, what is the other fields available for that thing? Okay. So that depends. So what is our what is our requirement actually? Okay, so this is the one way we saw. Okay, I'll just give me a second. Yeah, so if I just go to the screen again, so this was the one way we can do it. Okay, another way we saw yesterday, we loop and then we did another loop, right? So that time it will also run 22 times, and that's how we can do. Now our final table is ready. Okay, what's the next step over here is that our data is ready and we have transferred the data, processed the data. Now clear the variables. So let's clear the variables if required. So here I have used the work area, so which can be cleared. So I'll say clear work area name. Okay, and then so these are the best practice we follow. Okay, and it is required also. Sometime what happens, it store the value and then next logic when we are passing the value, it gives a dump data or like waste data it can contain. So better to clear whenever we are going to use it. Okay, and before also you can use like clear variable. Okay, like if you are going to read over here, then in that case before read statement also you can say okay, clear the work area, then only I'll be using it. Likewise you can use. Okay, so depends on based on the logic when you have to clear it, and sometimes we have to clear only at the last, like when we have used our processing logic is over, so here we can use. So if you see here that wmarc is over, then here only I can clear. Okay, wmarc I can clear, here also I can clear if it is not required, because all the data logic and I have already filled the table and it's appended. So here itself I can say okay, clear w underscore mara. So and this one also, the next one wmarc. So both will be cleared and the next loop runs, then again it will be filled. Okay, and I'll say wmarc. So that's how we should free the variables or the work area which we are using. So it helps to save the memory, okay, of the programs. Now the next part, what's the next part here is create the field symbols, these field catalogs. Okay, so what are field catalogs over here? Okay, so field catalog is like we designed, we saw this classic report last flow channel, right? So let me open this, right? If I just execute 1208, okay, and let's print it. See, so we designed this thing manually, right? Like we gave material number, then we give some space, we create on the create date, and then again give some space, like one by one we designed it, right? If you'll see in this program, see here we gave this right statement, we gave the colors. Okay, we gave the fields, and then again we use loops and then those things. So we have designed it manually, and the same way we also have to do in the interactive report. We have to tell that how that's where the first column will come, what should be the header name for that, and which data it will store, which table it belongs to. So all those information goes through that structure. We are creating one kind of structure in the output screen. Okay, here my first thing will come, like we have seen in this ALV, right? Like when we clicked on this breakpoint, like if I'll save and activate it, F8 1200, and if I just click on LT final, let me reset my screen. Yeah, so if I just click on the ILT final, see we got, this is also one structure that okay, from the first this column only the numbers will come in this column, this zero values will come, material values in this column. So this is kind of we are forming one structure in the output screen. This is also one of the output screen which is coming. So we have to tell in the program, okay, where our first column should sit, where our last column should sit, what's field name should display over here, which kind of data it will show. So that we can design with the help of our field catalog. Okay, so what is the prerequisite for the field catalog? Okay, so there are some prerequisites available for the field catalog. We can there are two kind of field catalog available. Let me know if my screen is visible to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm switching some screen, so sometime it flicker. Okay, so there are two kind of field catalog available. Okay, and what's a two kind of field catalog? I'll just tell you over here. Okay, one is standard 6.1 and or custom. Okay, what standard was the custom one here? Okay, so what happens if you are using the standard tables, right? Mara, Marcy, okay, any other EKKO, EKPO tables, and we are going to display all the data for those field tables. Okay, for that we can, they have SAP has given us FM function module. So with that help, it automatically creates our field catalog like structure, because these are data dictionary objects already built in the system, and they understand which kind of table data it's going to store, which one type of field level we have to display. So everything is available readily for the standard object. Okay, for that we just call there's one FM, I guess. If I just go to pattern and start field cat, so there is some FM available for this. um, I have not used it because we do not generally use this field catalog for the standard one. We uh, create our own field catalogs in the program. I'll tell you the name later. So there is a field catalog available for that, that we can utilize to create the the structure. Okay, I think reuse something. Let me share one more time. Okay, no. Okay, so I'll tell you that later. What's the field name, which we can utilize just only for the standard. If you want to show the standard table data and all those things, then we can use the existing FMs. Okay, but if you want to create our own custom fields, then field catalog, then we have to create one by one. Okay, so what's the prerequisite for that is, the prerequisite is that we need two table type. Okay, one work area we required and one table type we required. Okay, so here I'll be creating data. Okay, I'll just say IT or LT field cat. So we give mostly this name only, field cat, so that it's easy to see like it's differentiate directly. Okay, this is not my data table, but it's a field cat table. So I'm not going to use anywhere. I only will use for the that. So I'll say type table of. So there is a table type available. I'll just say slash t, and which is it then. So just give me a sec, guys. So slash t field cat ALV. Yeah, field cat ALV. Yeah. So this is the table type available. Okay. And we have to create one work area, because we are going to fill the table content with the work area, right? If there, wherever we require a table, we always create a work area so that we can access the content of this table. Okay. So I'll just say WA underscore field cat and try to give the similar name so that it's easy to identify when we are writing the code. Okay, that which table we are using and which table. So either I can give like line of, okay, like we saw, we can directly give LT field cap, or we can give the type also if required. So I'll just give type here. So there's a type available for this. Okay, so that we call slash, and the full name will be field cat ALV. Yeah, see, if I'll just double click on this, it will go to one of the type group. Okay, now this is the type group available for this. So if type groups are available, like in the session I told you, we always have to mention the type groups in the header and the top. We have to always mention, otherwise the thing which we are going to use will not work. Okay, so how to use that? So we create as type pools. Why it's misbehaving? Okay, we'll see that later. I forgot that also. Type pool, and then we can use.
Type
So
hyphen.
yeah, thank you. So type pools list we used here, and then we can create our. So now if I'll just see, now what we have done is we have created an internal table, which is a type of this structure. Okay, this is one of the structure. What it holds is, if I just double click on this, okay, and it's a type of again one of this type. So this will hold the fields actually. So it says begin of this, and what it's having these include types. So these are some way we can include the fields in our structure. So if I just double click again on that, it will go to yeah, main one. So what it holds over here is, see, it holds a field name, it holds a table name, it holds a decimal or anything other. Okay, so all those things can be accessed with the help of this. Okay. Yeah. And the next one is the field get ALV. If I just click on, again it goes to the same place. And if I just see which is there in the main, so it is already existing in that, right? So this can be utilized here. Okay, now we have to prepare. Okay, we have created our internal table, we have created our work area. So now we'll have to prepare our logic. So what we do is that first clear. Okay, before using any work area, always clear the work area so that it should not contain any garbage value. Okay, so I have cleared that, and now we'll see which all fields are required to use that. So field get hyphen, if I press hyphen and then control space, it will show me all the available fields. Okay, so we start with always column position, that what should be the column for the this field. So I'll say column number 1. Okay, then the next thing we have to tell is what's the field name. Okay, so field name I'll give as a, and it's all always be a capital letter. Okay, MATNR. Then next thing should be what should be the label name for that field. Like if we are going to display it in the screen, what name it should display actually. Okay, so that can be done with cell text. So now here we have 3 cell text available. Okay, what's the mean of this LMS? Okay, this I'll show you one by one. Okay, so currently I'll take the M1. So I'll say material number. Okay, and the next will be, okay, I have not put the dot, WA underscore, sorry. So next field we have to give the tab name. Okay, so which table it belongs to. Okay, so it belongs to a table of LT final, right? So that also we have to give in the single quote. So I can give in uppercase. Okay, so everything should be in uppercase. If you, this field cell text can be in the lowercase if you want to give. So but rest of the things should be in the uppercase. Okay, and we have given the field name, table name, material number, selection test, total 4 fields we have used in the program. Now we will append this value to, so how to append, like append to uh, IT field get. Okay, and then clear again, clear the work area. So that's the best practice we follow. Okay, let's see if any error comes or not. Okay, type was expected, not type hole. Okay, so the keyword which we have used was not correct. So double field cannot be converted into row type of LT field get. The reverse is also not possible. Mhm. Can someone help me here? What's the issue is? Anyone?
So we need to use the function module.
No, no. This says that we cannot append the values of this work area to this table. So if you have worked, you might be knowing why we are getting this issue.
Is
Anyone?
there any spelling mistake in
No, looks like
IT
there's
underscore field catalog?
so looks like what name we have given here is LT only,
Let's
right?
check it.
We have used LT field get itself. Still we have this error. Okay, let's see the type of that one once. Okay, so we have used a type table of over here, so it should not be the type table of, it should be a type of this field get. Okay, that was a mistake actually. I gave us like uh, to just make you understand that if you are going to use it next time, do not try to do that. Okay. So that's how we learn, like with the mistakes. Okay. So it does that LT field check. Either we have to go inside and take the main type of that table, or if you're not giving that one, then if you're using this field cut ALB, we should always give that as a type, not the type table of. Okay. So this was the thing actually, and now we don't have any syntax error. Okay. So similarly, we can create for all the six field. I'll just copy it so that it will make easy to. Okay. So we have total six fields. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So let's keep the name one by one. So I'll copy it over here so that it's easy to copy and paste. Somewhere here I'll paste. Okay. For now. Or mostly what I do is I copy the code in one of the Word file. Okay, from there, if you have like 20 or 30 fields, no, it makes hard to just go again and again or remember the name of that thing. So better copy it somewhere else, and then from there you can copy one by one. It makes our work easy actually. Okay, so I'll give EST2 if we have to give the column number, and do not forget to give the column number completely. And here say I'll give as create date. See here I'm giving small letters. Okay, and above I have given a uncapital letter, so we'll see that also. And final table is correct only. Okay, and here the next field is MATKL. MATKL is nothing but our material group. Here also it should be in capital. So we have shortcut available for that, Control U, and I think Control L to make it lower uh, capital or uppercase or lowercase. Okay, so likewise we can use, I have given Control U, so it makes us uppercase. And MATKL is material group. Okay, and next field is Meitner one. So I'll just give Meitner one over here. I'll select and Control U. Material number one I'll just give as a description over here to make it easy. And plant. Okay, WRKS, and we'll also make it capital. We'll give as a plant. Okay, and I'll remove this part from here so that the code looks good. Okay, now we have appended everything in the table LT field cat, and this will be available. Let's pretty penetrate so that it looks good. Okay, and readable format. Yeah, and yeah, so this is done. This is done. Where was the breakpoint over here? I think it's in down or somewhere. I'll give a breakpoint over here to show you how the structure looks like, how it's gonna fill the values. Okay, save it and check if any error. There is no error, then activate it. Okay, I just simply execute F8 1 to 100 and execute. I'll reshare my screen and to go to the debug mode. See, if you are going in the debug mode again and again, it will be easy to understand how the program is flowing, how the values are flowing in the system. Okay, so in the LT final we had values, right? If I'll just go here on the top, LT final we had 22 values we got, right? Now we have created our structure. Okay, LT field cut is the table which is gonna hold our structure or the layout. Okay, how it looks like that. Let's see. See, it will. Okay, we have forgot to give this column position again. Change, so we'll change it to 4 and 5 and 6. Okay, and we give the field name, we give the table name over here. Okay, and some other component we might have given there. Okay, see, we have given this selection size. That's how it will display in the screen. Okay, and let's go any other field which we have used. Okay, so that's how our structure is ready now. Okay, the next step is we have to call the ALV. Okay, so what is ALV first thing? Okay, I'll just stop the recording so that the lecture will not be very big actually. Just give me a sec, guys. If I'm going to explain, yeah. So what is the SAP ALV list display? Okay, so that is nothing but that it's automatically format the information over here. In this, it looks the same as a classic report, and we have some buttons available to download the report and see that, but it's a bit hard. Like it does not come in the grid. Okay, what this is a classic report and it come in this way. SAP has given one standard report. I think I found in morning. So this is one of the report. Okay, if you see this, this is called grid. So the output screen is divided in column and rows. Okay, and if we want to select any of the column at particular position, you can do this. Okay, this is easy to make. If I want to select this column over here, want to perform some filter, I can go and press this filter button and I can only utilize the USD part. Okay, so those kind of operations are available in the grid and both in the ALV display also, but it looks good. And we can perform some more operations over here, like we can do F for help, we can give the double click event, we can give some check boxes also. Those kind of operations are available here. So the same can also be done in the list. Okay, but we generally use the grid ALV. Both are almost same. If when we are seeing one by one, first we'll see ALV list display and then we'll see the ALV grid display. Okay, so that was the story of what is ALV grid and what it looks like. Okay, and this ALV thing, right? That IT field kit and those things both are common for that display as well as grid also. Okay, so for that, what we have to do is, so there is one FM given for that thing. Okay, so we'll go to program. My screen is visible. Kindly confirm once. SAP screen.
Yeah.
Anyone? Okay. So what we do is we'll call this there's button over available over here, pattern. Okay, if I'll click on that, with that help we can call the functions. Okay, function module which are inbuilt in SAP, or we have built our own function module. Okay, so this is one thing. There is one shortcut key available for this, which is control and then F6. Okay, that also open the FM this pop-up and we can search for the thing. So the name is reuse underscore ALV grid, and I try to give star. Okay, if you don't know the proper name, then try to give the star, and I think it will show you the available FM available. See, these many are available. There are two more ALB grid FMs available. That will tell you on the like what are those FMs and how to use them. Okay, so we have to use this reuse ALV grid display. If I just click on this, okay, so it came here, and if I click on OK button, it will give me this information here. Now we have to utilize this FM as per our program. Okay, so we get two or three things over here. One is exporting parameters, like we are going to pass the value in this exporting parameter. Okay, we can pass the table data also, like which table we are going to pass to the table to this FM, and accordingly it will do the processing in the background. Like there is a code written. If I'll just double click on this, so already SAP has written the code in backend of that, and it will form the output for us based on our data and structure which we have prepared. Okay, so what are the things we have to provide over here? So I'll just remove this breakpoint first. So let's, one first part is that what's the program name. Okay, so this is required. So for that, first we have to enable this exporting. How we can remove this star button from here. Okay, star thing, and we have to give that program name. So either you can directly go one by one and to put the star, or there's one shortcut available like to uncomment the code, which is control and then period button. Okay, so with that all we can give. So it it is asking that whatever you are giving, you should give the value in the single quote. So my program name is this one, right? So I can give my program name like that. Or there is another thing is available which is called system variable. Okay, what it does is, if I don't utilize this one, I can use my system variable which holds my current program name. Okay, so if I just say hyphen and then the field name is rep id, and if I just check, so it will hold the same name. Okay, if you are passing any value, no need to give in the single quotes. If you are passing some constant name, always to give to single quotes. So that's how we write the program. Okay, So either we can use this one or we can use this one. Okay, so I'll use this one. Interface check, this is not required. PF status is not required. We'll see in the next time. And then we have next thing is, see here, add field cat, right? So we have created our field cat. So we'll give our field cat table name over here. Okay, what's the field cat table name is LT field cat. Okay, and any other thing available over here? No, this is not required. And then we'll give that table name. So the table which holds the data, what's our table name which holds the data is LT final, right? So if I'll just get the LT final now, copy here and give the LT final as a table data. Okay, and any other thing is size velocity not equal to 0. This will see if this does not work, it should give some message to us, and let's see if any error comes. Check, there's no there is no error in the code. Okay, and it is expecting only these many parameters. So now let's execute it. So we have removed the breakpoint, right? Yeah, so pretty printer, save it, activate it, and execute it. So if I'll give 1 to 100 now and simply activate it. Okay, so there is a type conflict, looks like. Mhm. So we get this dump. Okay, why do we get this dump is, I'll tell you. So SE38 F6. So why do we get this dump in this piece of code? Mostly whenever we are passing the parameters. So what happens that these fields which we have in the left side and the fields which you are having the right side, both should contain the same kind of type. How we can know that? See that. So if I just click on this function module, okay, and there is one importing parameter and exporting parameter. Okay, so see here, see parameter name is check. So if you are going to pass any value to that, it should either contain a space or as a step can be anything. Okay, but if you're passing this buffer thing, the only type it will accept is char01. If apart from that, if you are going to use any of the type, it will give you dump. Okay, and here the type is report ID. Okay, so I think I might have done some mistake with field cat. So list t field cat ALV, it's same only. List t field cat. So let's check if any again it gives term. I'll just give only my program name. T out tab can be anything.
So we need to
DY.
activate the IT field catalog also.
Sorry, come again.
IT underscore field catalog. We need to activate below in function module.
It's given, no? We have given
I,
here.
IT field catalog. No, not there.
Okay, so we gave it wrong place, right?
Yes, sir.
Hmm, okay,
152
152.
line. No, sorry,
Yeah,
52.
that only, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So we gave it the wrong place. That's the reason we gave the dim actually. So let's save it, check it, and activate it. And now let's run the report. See, if dump is coming or error is coming, let do not get scared of it. Okay, it's basic thing. When we are writing the code or we get so many errors, and that we can rectify. Only it will help us to analyze the code. Okay, what could have gone wrong, and how I can fix it, and then we can see multiple things, and that helps to learn actually. Okay, see now it's coming in the ALV. Okay, if I want to put a filter, I can just click on this. So this is a standard thing available with us. Okay, if I want to filter some value over here, let's suppose I want to filter with this material number, the center only. Okay, looks like some issue with this also. This is not coming properly or what? So if I press F4, only the zeros are coming over here. Okay, 23. If I'll give, okay, looks like some issue with the data. Okay, I'll filter with some other thing. Okay, just give me a sec. We have not changed the columns which we was about to change. So this is 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So no one noticed that also. Now let's see. Okay, now we got the material num which we have given whole as a uppercase letter. This we have given in the like mix of uppercase and lowercase, and everything we gave us like that only, right? So it is coming. This also we can change. I have not changed. I forgot to change the name. Okay. So material number is coming three places, right? Why it is coming? It should come as a plant, right? 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5 6. I think we are missing one field over here somewhere. Matnar, ERSTA, medical, Matnar, plant, again one Matnar. So total how many fields we have created in the final table? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 times Matnar, MTAT, ESTL, medical. I think we have missed MTAT. Okay. So MTAT I can show over here in this field. MTAT, and this can be material type. See, I'm giving like that only. Okay. So ty, like it depends like how you want to display the data. Like I want to display in this format, like first small and then later capital on, like that. Okay, so let's see whether it's gonna print that or not. Okay, F8 1 to 100. Okay, material type is empty, that's the reason it is not coming. Okay, and see the label is printed like that. Okay, and material num and all those things. Now there are some things. Okay, these are the buttons. Okay, now this is called our menu. Okay, in the ALV or any screen, we call this as a menu. The buttons which are available here, can someone tell me the name? What do we call it? Anyone? Hello, I'm audible?
Applic application menu.
Okay. And what do we call to these buttons? Anyone, guys? So those are called toolbar
ALV
buttons.
functions.
Toolbar buttons. Okay. And these are called function keys. Okay. These are called toolbar buttons. So there might be some requirement when we are building some report. Okay, and they might ask, the customer or business might ask you to keep some button over here. Okay, like they want to select some field from these fields, like selected these two fields. Okay, these two fields, uh, like currently it is not available, we have to give one bar over here, then only we are able to select. But let's suppose they want to select these two fields and they want to do, see, I told you what is interactive report. You can interact with the report, you can do some operation, you can do some activity with respect to these fields. Okay, based on the row number, based on the column, you can do calculation, you can do some, all those things we can do on the interactive report, and that's why it's called interactive. You are interacting with the report on the output screen. Okay, now the requirement might can be that you have to add one button over here. Okay, or you have to add checkbox here. So checkboxes are very easy to add, so I'll just give one thing that I'll just not disable. So we, for that we have thing called checkbox. I'll give, we have to create one field first, check underscore box. Okay, and we can give a description like check. Okay, table name multi-final, and the thing is, so before that we have to create one checkbox field in this final table. Okay, so what, how we can create is that we have to go here and create one field in the checkbox. So that should be checkbox type character one. So always the checkbox hold a value of character one. So directly we can utilize that. Okay, and then if I come here, okay, in the program down, so we have two fields available for that. That if you want to use as a checkbox, control V field cat, then this checkbox comes. Okay, so we have to pass the value for this checkbox. Okay, and the next thing is called edit. If it is in checkbox, then we have to give as edit option as X. Okay, so this we do in this program. Okay, and that's how we can write our code to add the checkbox in the system. Can anybody tell me what should be the value for this checkbox? Okay, I'll do one thing. I just double
It's
click on
one.
this. Okay, someone is saying something.
Yeah, it's one value.
Yeah, either one we can give or either X we can give, okay, or anything Y or Z, anything, so that it will understand that we are going to fill something. Okay, save it, check it. See, I'm giving it sixth or seventh labels. I'm not giving on the top. Okay, so that otherwise I'll have to change all the numbers from the starting. It has to be all in sync. Okay, so if you want to do that, just execute 1 to 100. Okay, so it came here. See, now we can select the fields, and sometime what happens that user wants to select only these sorry, so these rows, and their button will be there. With that help, they want to call some other screen, they want to release this material, they want to delete this material from the system. Okay, that if that depends what kind of business requirement it is. So those kind of activity we can perform with these interactive reports. Okay, and yeah, so for to do this activity on this checkbox and all those, so we have some event available, we have commands available, we need to create some screens or buttons first, then only we are be able to see that information. So that we'll see in the next session. So guys, anyone has any doubt, or before that I'll just move this so that it looks good if you are moving this in the forward place. So control X, and we can put it on the first field also, and then we have to change all the field name. So I'll just give one simply, two, three. So always try to remember the column which you have used, otherwise it might uh, give some issue when you are creating the report. Okay, these columns are very mandatory, we have to give. And there are some other ways also we can create the field kit. There are some oops concept available, there are automatically FMs available, so you can check that out. Okay, on the Google or something. If you have any doubt, you can come back and then we can discuss. Okay, see, now it came on the front itself, and we got this check automatically. See, now we can see, right? I told you that we can select multiple fields over here, so that is possible. If I click on this, okay, everything got selected. Now similarly, the user wants, like, I want some button over here. If I click on that, automatically these values would get filled, everything. Okay, so that is also possible with that help of a screen output or something. Okay, so that we'll see in the next session. And with that button they can uncheck all the entries, that also possible with that button. And if you want to do some activity, they want to process the record, that's possible. And in ALV we get a lot of feasibility. We can call a hierarchy. If I just click on this number, the material information mm03 tab can open. Okay, that also can be seen. There are OOPS concept available for the interactive reports. With that we can divide the screen in some parts, okay, like 3 or 4 parts, where I can see the main thing over here, then the what you can hierarchy key over here, I can show some chart over here. So that's also possible with the concept of OOPS. But in normal classical ALV, okay, or that what we call normal classical ABAP, okay, which we are currently learning, there are some restriction or limited functions available. So we'll try to utilize as much as possible, and we'll see that in the next session. Okay, anyone has any doubt?